There's something strange about laptop brands. Most people still believe buying a laptop is easy. You look at the processor, you check the RAM, you compare a few YouTube reviews, and the job is done. But if that were true, we wouldn't be seeing millions of people regretting their laptop purchase within a year. The truth is more uncomfortable. Laptops don't live or die because of their specs. They live or die because of the philosophy of the company that built them. Some brands build machines like tank, some brand builds machines like glass trophies, some design for long-term reliability and other design for long-term revenue. And once you understand how each brand thinks, you will instantly understand why some laptop lasts 5 years without a scratch, while others starts dying the moment warranty expires. Today we are ranking every major laptop brand from best to worst. And yes, one extremely premium looking brand, one that people blindly trust, is secretly sitting at the bottom of this ranking. You will know exactly why when we reach it. But first, the brand that tops this chart. Apple sits at the top of the list, and the gap isn't even close. How does one company make laptop that feels smoother after 3 years than some Windows laptops feel brand new? Apple win because they control everything. Every part communicates like it's built by one mind. Windows brand doesn't have that. A 3-year-old MacBook still runs clean, cool and stable. Day 1 feel almost identical to day 1000. But Apple has a dark side. Their machines rarely fail. But when they do, repair hurts. Almost everything is sealed, soldered or locked behind Apple's ecosystem. The major failure can feel like buying a new laptop. Still, Apple stays number 1 for one simple reason. Failures are rare. Repairability matters less when the device almost never breaks. People buy a Mac because it just works and keeps working. Student creators, professionals, when they enter the ecosystem, they rarely leave. The experience is stable, the performance is consistent, and the frustration level is nearly zero. That reliability builds loyalty, the kind that makes people trust Apple before they even see the next product. But the interesting part isn't the Apple's dominance, it's the Windows laptop that comes the close. The brand built on durability, legendary keyboards, and the machine that refuses to die. If Apple is the ecosystem overlord, the next brand is a business warrior. If Apple wins through control, Lenovo wins through toughness. The laptop doesn't rely on shiny finishes or loud marketing. The laptop feels like a machine built quietly in a lab. So what makes Lenovo so consistently reliable, and what cracked their reputation in 2024? The core of Lenovo is engineering discipline. Industrial grade hinges, writer friendly keyboards, stable chassis design, everything feels built from long-term workloads rather than one-day impression. But even strong brands break. In 2024, Lenovo was hit one of its rare major failures. Lenovo lock motherboards death issue. Hundreds of users across multiple regions reported sudden motherboard failure with no warning. Slow repairs and the missing parts added fuel to the fire, creating a shadow over Lenovo's reputation. Outside the lock line, Lenovo's overall reliability across ThinkPads, IdeaPads, Yogas, and Legion remains higher than most Windows brands. But the interesting story isn't the Lenovo's strength. It's a quiet decline of a brand that once stood beside it. A premium Windows icon that's slipping out. Not because of the hardware, but because of the experience around the hardware is breaking. Dell has its strengths. The XPS, the Latitude lines remain mature, professional and well engineered. Clean design, strong chassis and consistent display make them feel like true business tools. But under the surface, the shift is undeniable. Over the last 2 years, Dell's biggest problem has become impossible to ignore. After sales support is declining. Tickets take longer, repair cost more, replacement parts are super expensive. People expect Dell to be the rock solid. Instead, they are seeing signs of cost cutting behind the scenes. The mass market Inspiron and G series makes this clear. Models that once felt like safe mid-range choices are now hit or miss. Add Dell's pricey parts to the mix and suddenly the mid-range value collapses. Dell is still premium feeling, still respected, still capable of great engineering, but what pushes them down the 2025 ranking isn't their machine, it's what happens after the purchase. People want Dell to stay the dependable classic. They root for it because Dell has legacy worth preserving. But the truth is clear, while Dell maintains the strong hardware, the inconsistent support keeps them from holding the number 2 spot. And the brand that comes next shouldn't be different. Loud, aggressive, experimental, unpredictable. Asus is the rebel of the laptop world, the brand that refuses to play safe. While other brands stay predictable, Asus takes the risk. So what makes the Asus both one of the most exciting and one of the most unpredictable brands today? Asus feels like a brilliant, slightly unhinged inventor. Aggressive cooling, high performance, bright displays, and hardware that practically challenges you to push it harder. Nothing reflects Asus more than the Tough series. Tough laptop became bestsellers because they offered real gaming thermals and real durability at the prices where most brands cut corners. They look tough, run tough, and deliver exactly what budget gamers need. But Acer's strength comes from chaos. For every great Tough or ROG machine, there's a VVOOC with weak thermals or faster aging. Their budget lineup is inconsistent. One unit solid, the next disappointing. Still, when Asus gets it right, they are ahead of their competition. Asus after-sales service is region dependent. That inconsistency mirrors their budget lineup and keep them from being a complete industry leader. Now after Asus, the ranking shifts sharply because the next brand isn't battling inconsistency, it's battling something worse, a collapsing reputation. If Asus is the chaotic genius, the next brand is a fallen giant that is trying to climb back up. HP, a brand once known for reliability, now carries a very different story. For years, HP was the safe choice. Office trusted them, families relied on them. So what happened to that reputation? And why does HP feel unpredictable compared to the HP people grew up trusting? The decline came slowly. Gradually cost-cutting weakened durability, thermals and long-term stability. HP still looks premium on sales, but the reality underneath is inconsistency across multiple lineups. HP's biggest issue, however, is support like other brands. The brand still has potential and a legacy people want to believe in. But today, HP's biggest weakness is simple. You don't know what you are getting. Some laptop lost, other fall short, and the inconsistency overshadows everything. If HP is a fallen giant, the next brand is a budget trap with a friendly face. Acer is the brand that always catches your eye with one thing, the price. Acer's strategy is simple. Offer aggressive pricing by cutting cost everywhere you can't see on day one. Lightweight hinges, thinner materials, weaker cooling, cheaper panels, and a structural flex that leads to long-term issues. The real problem isn't that Acer made bad laptops. It's that Acer plays the numbers game. Sell more units by undercutting everyone else, even if longevity suffers. Still, Acer deserves credit. They give people access to gaming and productivity machines at a price other brands won't touch. That's why they make some of the best laptops like the Predator and the Acer Swift 5 series. But today, Acer remains what it has always been. Great for the price, risky for the long run. If you want a machine that can last 3 to 4 years reliably, Acer is probably not the safest option. But if you want the highest specs with the lowest amount of money, it's hard to beat. And while Acer struggled with longevity, the next brand struggled with an entirely different problem. Now MSI is the brand that confuses people the moment they try to describe it. Why does MSI have some of the best gaming laptops in the world? At the same time, some of the most unforgettable budget machines. MSI's strength has always been the raw performance. They are high-end gaming laptops, especially the Raider, Titan and the Stealth line. But the moment you step outside the premium bracket, the mid-range GF and Katana series are often feel rushed. The budget modern and the thin series lean so heavily into cost-cutting that they lose the permanent personality MSI is famous for, making the ownership experience unpredictable. For gamers, MSI still offers some of the best performance per rupee laptop on the market, and probably the one of the best gaming laptops on this planet. Now today's biggest problem isn't the hardware, it's clarity. They excel at the top, struggle at the bottom, and sit at a confusing middle ground which make them hard to rank higher. And as MSI tries to define who they are, the next brand does not have that confusion. If MSI is the identity crisis, the next brand is an underdog that needs to be respected by people. And yeah, it might sound like kinda weird because in the mobile industry, they are one of the top 3 players. But in 2025, Samsung makes some of the most surprising laptops in the industry, but almost no one talks about them. People trust Samsung for phone, TVs, appliances, so why do their laptops stay invisible in conversation about the best brands? Samsung's laptop strength is clear. They build beautiful, lightweight, premium feeling machines with great display. The Galaxy Book series, especially the Pro and Ultra models, offers some of the best OLED screen you will find in thin and light laptops. So what holds them back? 2 things. Number 1, limited availability. Samsung doesn't push laptops aggressively in many countries like they do with their smartphones, so people don't experience them enough to trust them. Second, performance ceilings. Samsung focuses on thinness and battery life, meaning they rarely compete with Asus, Lenovo or MSI in high performance segments. So here's the thing, Samsung is that quiet underdog that nobody really talks about enough. Solid machine premium feels super underrated, but always overshadowed by the brand that scream louder. If Samsung is the underdog, the next laptop is a premium wannabe that can't decide if it wants to chase price or performance. Microsoft laptop always look premium, clean, minimal, elegant, but the experience really matches the level the design promises. Surface devices feel like they should be the Windows equivalent of a MacBook, so why don't they ever break in the top tier? Surface laptop deliver great first impression, but the gaps show up quickly. Conservative thermal limit performance, GPUs are weak or not existent. Microsoft has the design language of a premium brand, but not the long-term reliability, performance per rupee or repairability to match the price. Still, Surface laptop provide one of the cleanest Windows experience. For students, writers or office users who value design and simplicity, they are genuinely enjoyable. Microsoft sits in a strange place. premium on the outside and limited on the inside. Beautiful machines that feel great to use, just not for the long-term longevity and the performance. And by the way, if you are planning to buy a laptop soon, I have linked the best laptops down below in the description box, so make sure to check them out. So that's it. If you enjoyed the content, hit like, make sure you have subscribed the channel and click on the notification bell. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one. Till then.